how is it that the Dow performed better than the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ was the leader of the market's upward move earlier this year, and that was largely in part to the technology growth stocks that we all know and love. But clearly that has changed a little bit, specifically in the last week. So when the Dow does better than the growthier areas, that just indicates that folks are moving their money from the more aggressive growth stocks, the higher beta stocks, into possibly some lower beta value stocks. And we're always trying to watch out for that, right? We're trying to watch it for two reasons. One, is there a change in sentiment, right? Are people worried that things might be changing with the economy and the markets and they're seeking less risky investments in equities? Or is it that people are just done with the AI trade, right? And that's a big one. So everyone's always kind of looking for whether that's happening or not. And this week we kind of saw that happening. And I could tell you I had no fewer than 5 press interviews this week where we went over specifically that potential rotation. And we talked a lot about that. And in fact, I want to remind you that we had some videos out in the past week of that. So you should take a look at those. And I also want to take this opportunity to remind you, if you like this kind of content, please click like and subscribe so that you're always up to date with the timely videos that we have out all week, every day. So yes, we have that rotation underway that's possibly occurring. We might talk about that a little bit later on. I talked about the Dow outperforming the S&P and the NASDAQ. Now, if you look back over the last 30 days or so, you would see that the Dow actually did outperform the S&P 500, which is so odd. So again, worth taking a look at which stocks are in the Dow, how the Dow is composed. There are a lot of factors that go into that, but for the most part, I want to sort of underscore again that people are getting a little bit nervous about the rotation, about the growth stocks that led stocks higher this year so far. The Fed narrative this week is still hawkish, but I think it got a little bit more hawkish as the week went.